Hello everyone, this video talks about waterborne diseases. The presentation contains what waterborne diseases are, the disease transmission pathways, followed by bacterial, protozoal, viral, and parasitic infections, and finally the preventive measures. We will begin with the question, what are waterborne diseases? As the name suggests, these are the diseases that are carried by water. But this water is your contaminated drinking water as well as the food that is made with such water. The contaminating organisms, also known as pathogens, they could be either microbes like your bacteria, viruses, or protozoa, or it could even be parasitic organisms like your worms. Even when these organisms are not present, particularly in the drinking water, but their toxins are present, even that could cause your waterborne diseases. So this is one of the major causes of illnesses in developing countries, especially like our own country, because of less sanitary conditions or less hygienic environments, as well as the weather and the temperature that helps such organisms to grow profusely. So such waterborne disease outbreaks are one of the most common causes of deaths and illnesses, as well as the disease burden in our country. Next is the disease transmission. How does the waterborne disease get transmitted to us? By now you must be knowing that diseases could either get transmitted to us because of human beings or also because of infected animals. So even in the case of waterborne diseases, the water bodies could get contaminated due to some infected animal, or it could also be due to human that is infected and their wastes when it gets into the drinking water supply, and due to other factors like insanitary conditions or inadequate cleanliness, it could lead to the drinking water, to its spread into the drinking water that could serve as the main purpose for your disease transmission. In a country like India, specific events like monsoons, where there is excessive rainfall, could also serve as the immediate cause of waterborne disease transfer. That's why we all see that during monsoons we all get sick quite often when we eat outside or when we order food from outside. So it is due to the same reason that disease transmission gets like rampant and it spreads very easily through the availability of excess moisture everywhere, and places where there are floods, those places especially get devastated due to the spread of such disease outbreaks. And also the weather, the moisture and the humidity and the heat during this time enhances the growth and helps the bacteria especially to spread better during such seasons, and thus the disease transmission progresses. Here is a self-explanatory diagram about the disease transmission pathway. So as you can see, this is an infected person, and he's defecating, and this barrier, when breached, it could reach through fluids or even fields and floor and even flies and even hands that can make your food, and it could lead to a new person getting the disease. It could also spread through getting into some water body, and when that water is had by another person, it could even spread to that new person. So that is another pathway of transmission. And when the disease causing organism has found a new host, this person can also transmit it to someone else or many other people if such insanitary conditions keep on being the same, and this is how the disease transmits. Now we look at the various diseases that these pathogens cause. Firstly, we look into the bacterial infections. So bacteria can cause a lot of waterborne diseases. We've chosen one of the few of the diseases that are most commonly found. So starting with typhoid fever, the causative agent is Salmonella typhi, and the general symptoms are fever, headache, diarrhea, loss of appetite, nausea. Another disease is E. coli infection. It happens due to certain strains of Escherichia coli, and symptoms are more or less the same. And then there is a disease called cholera. It happens due to Vibrio cholerae. And then there is Campylobacteriosis, happens due to Campylobacter. And finally, one of the most common diseases, dysentery. It occurs due to species of genera, Salmonella and Shigella. Symptoms of more or less all bacterial infections are similar. The common protozoal infections caused due to contaminated water are amoebasis, the microbial agent being Entamoeba histolytica. General symptoms are diarrhea, dysentery, and fatigue. Next is its Gardiasis, the agent being Gardia lamblia. Symptoms are more or less the same. And then we have cyclosporiasis caused by cyclospora. And then finally we have cryptosporidiosis caused by Cryptosporidium parvum. Common waterborne viral infections are hepatitis A caused by the hepatitis A virus, which causes diarrhea, fever, as well as jaundice. It is also very common in India, and it can easily be cured. Next, it's gastroenteritis caused by rotavirus and norovirus. They are like groups of viruses, and general symptoms are diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, headache, fever, etc. And then we have polio, microbial agent being poliovirus. So polio is not a very lethal disease in most cases. So it has been seen that in 72% of patients, it shows no symptoms, and 1 to 4% could have flu-like symptoms, and a very small proportion could have serious symptoms resulting in paresthesia, paralysis, or meningitis. Um, Paresthesia means the feeling of pins and needles in your legs. Paralysis, as you all know, it is like the freezing of a muscle so that it becomes you can't work that muscle anymore. And finally, meningitis is when it affects um, your spinal cord or your brain covering. It is called meningitis, and in very lethal cases, it could even lead to death. Next is the parasitic infections. These are caused by the parasites. The first one is schistosomiasis. It is caused by members of the genus Schistosoma. The general symptoms are abdominal pain, diarrhea, liver enlargement, etc. And these particularly are also known as blood fluke. These are kind of worms that usually thrives in our intestine, and it could carry diseases. And next is teniasis. It is caused by tapeworms of the genus Taenia. It causes digestive problems, seizures in extreme cases. Next is ascariasis. It is caused by Ascaris lumbricoides, also called the roundworm or hookworm. Symptoms are mostly asymptomatic, like people do not show much symptoms, but it could also cause abdominal discomfort, heavy infection, cause intestinal blockage also. And finally, we have something called dracunculiasis, which is caused by Dracunculus mediensis. The general symptoms are blistering, ulceration, temporary or permanent disability. So it kind of makes a nest in your feet, and when the organism kind of comes out of your legs, it causes such blistering and ulceration. So these are very not very common diseases, but yes, they do happen, and it happens due to contaminated water. And the prevention of waterborne diseases can first and foremost be done by the provision of clean drinking water. So that is the boundary where we can stop its further spread. And clean drinking water can be uh, provided by the public health organizations by proper purification methods like chlorination or ozonation or even UV radiation and reverse osmosis. Many people have filters at home also, but that is a secondary factor where we take into account also such people who cannot afford such devices. So in such cases, people can also boil their water before drinking, because boiling also kills the microbes, and cooking food properly and ensuring that you're not having raw food. And finally, by adopting proper hygienic habits and keeping your environment clean and sanitized, like washing your hands properly, are some of the basic hygiene habits which can stop such diseases from further spread. Here are a few practice questions for your reference. The first one is, the ability of an organism to cause a disease is known as option A, virulence, and option B is pathogenicity. The correct answer would be pathogenicity. The second question is, an organism that harbors a disease causing organism is known as option A, host, option B, parasite. The correct option would be option A, host. Thank you so much.